The Adventures of Arin and the Enchanted Lantern, Chapter 1. The Small Town and the Dreamer.
The town of Windmere was small enough that every face was familiar, yet large enough that the sea always seemed to whisper new secrets.
Perched on the edge of a wide bay, the town's cottages huddled together like seashells,
their roofs tiled with red clay that glowed warmly beneath the sun.
Nets hung to dry across fences. The salty air carried the call of gulls, and narrow streets twisted down to the shore where boats bobbed like toys on the rolling waves. Most children in Windmere grew up knowing the rhythm of the tides, the steady work of hauling nets, or the playful art of kite flying on the windy cliffs.
But Arin was different.
At 12 years old, his mind was filled not with fish or kites, but with endless dreams. He dreamed of ships that could sail to the stars, of kingdoms beneath the sea, and of creatures only told of in bedtime tales. Sometimes, when other boys splashed in the shallows, Arin would sit on the rocks with a faraway look in his eyes, sketching with bits of charcoal on scraps of parchment. His drawings were filled with winged dolphins, palaces carved from coral, and lanterns that glowed brighter than the moon. While his friends teased him, gently calling him the cloud chaser or dreamy Arin, they loved him all the same, for his dreams often became their games. He could make a simple tide pool feel like the entrance to an enchanted world. But the one who believed in him most was his grandmother, a woman with hair as silver as sea foam and eyes as clear as tide. She would watch him sitting on the cliff edge, staring into the horizon, and say softly, "Dreamers are the ones who see the unseen. Arin, never stop dreaming. But remember, dreams mean little unless you are brave enough to follow them." Those words had nestled into Arin's heart like seeds waiting for rain. That evening, after a long day of helping his father mend nets, Arin climbed the narrow path up the cliffs. The air was cool and crisp, carrying the scent of salt and wildflowers. Above him stretched a sky painted in hues of pink and gold, the first stars beginning to twinkle like scattered diamonds.
Arin loved this hour.
When the world seemed to hold its breath between day and night, sitting on his favorite rock overlooking the waves, he pulled his knees close and gazed at the horizon. His heart always beat faster at the sight of that endless blue, for he was certain that beyond it lay places no map had ever shown. And that was when he saw it. At first, he thought it was a trick of the fading light aglimmer at the water's edge, faint and wavering.
But as the tide rolled back, the glimmer grew brighter, pulsing softly as if alive. Arin's eyes widened.
Curiosity tugged at him, stronger than the chill of the wind or the call of supper waiting at home. He scrambled down the rocky path, careful of the slippery moss, until he reached the shore. The sand was damp and cool beneath his feet, the waves whispering secrets as they pulled away.
There, half buried in the wet sand, lay a lantern.
It was not like the rusty iron lanterns the fishermen used. This one was delicate, its frame of bronze etched with swirling patterns that seemed to move when the light caught them. Inside, instead of an ordinary flame, there was a glow golden, warm, and pulsing like a heartbeat.
Arin knelt down, his breath caught in his throat.
He brushed sand from the lantern, and the glow flared brighter, spilling golden rays across the shore. The patterns on the frame shimmered, forming shapes of waves, stars, and creatures he could not name. And then, the impossible happened. The flame inside flickered, twisting into the shape of a face gentle and ancient, its features outlined by light.
A voice echoed softly, not from the air, but from within Arin's very chest.
"Child of the sea," it said, "you have found the Enchanted Lantern." Arin froze. His first thought was to drop it and run, but his curiosity rooted him to the spot. A lantern that speaks,"
He whispered.
The face of light smiled faintly. "Not a lantern, but a guide.
The world beyond the waves is in peril, its heart darkened by shadow. Only a dreamer with courage may save it.
You, Arin, have been chosen. Chosen. The word rang in his ears like a bell. Him, a simple fisherman's son who spent his days sketching dreams.
Arin's voice trembled.
I'm just a boy. Why me? Because you dream, the lantern replied. And only those who dream can see the path hidden from ordinary eyes. But dreaming is not enough. Will you be brave enough to follow where it leads? The tide rushed around Arin's ankles, as if urging him to answer. His heart pounded so loudly he thought it might burst. Part of him longed to run home, to curl under his grandmother's blanket and forget this strange encounter. Yet another part is stronger, fiercer part burned with the thrill of adventure.
For years he had imagined stories of magic and quests.
And now, here it was, asking him not to imagine, but to live it. He swallowed hard and whispered, "Yes, I will go." The flame flared, golden light spilling across the waves. Then your journey begins with the rising sun. Be ready, dreamer of wit, for the seas will test your heart, and shadows will seek to claim it. The glow dimmed slightly, settling into a steady pulse.
The lantern no longer spoke, but Arin felt its warmth in his hands, as if it were alive.
He stood there for a long while,
staring at the horizon where stars shimmered like 1,000 lanterns in the night sky.
His life had changed in a single heartbeat. And as he climbed back up the cliff path, lantern in hand, he heard his grandmother S-words again in his mind. Dreams mean little unless you are brave enough to follow them. Tomorrow, his dream would begin.